There was a Japanese Buddhist nun and writer. She was a bit of a controversial figure, but has inspired and enlightened and saved many people. Her name is Setouchi Jakucho, or Jakucho Setouchi. She was a bit of a controversial figure because she decided to devote herself to pursue her life to be a monk at the age of 51. And before, she was a writer and she kept writing, but also she had quite active romantic love life, and she got divorced, and it was opposite side of what the Buddhist nun would be living. So, but the beautiful thing is that she was a real person. She was one of us. She just had led a normal life like us. She was married, had children, had entangled love life, and she went through lots of emotional challenges as well. So she understands the issues of our lives and was so compassionate to everyone. So this book I got from my mother, and I have also read other books from her. So today I'm going to share 3 life lessons I learned from Setouchi Jakusho in this book. 周りの人を幸せにするためにあなたは生まれてきたのよ。So we are born to make the people around us happy. It's just a direct translation from Japanese. But it's a very simple message, especially when we go through difficulties and when we question ourselves. Why are we born? Why am I born? Why am I living? I feel alone, totally alone. And especially when we are feeling really down because maybe we lost a job or cannot find a purpose in life, you might feel, well, what am I doing here on this earth? So as soon as we are born, we make our parents happy. And you can just imagine, when we look at the baby, small baby, newborn baby, everybody, if we see the newborn baby, even they are crying so much, just bring such a joy of their life and existence. Even when we meet strangers, and if we give smile to others, the other might feel really, even without speaking, it brings something. So our existence, of course, among the family, parents, brothers, sisters, cousins, relatives, they all appreciate your existence. But also to the total strangers, we can bring such a joy and love just through the smile or just a bit of energy to give. So just to remember, when we are feeling really down or start questioning, for example, many people, I also receive questions about ikigai. What is my ikigai? But ikigai is also very simple. Sometimes just being on this earth, just existing. So our existing on this earth is really bringing happiness and joy to the people who are around us. Even the plants, if you have plants, they love us because we pour water, and the pets as well. So we are not totally alone. And even the nature, they are not alone. So from her teaching, giving smile to others when we are feeling sad and lonely. And it might be the most difficult things to smile, but just smile because our existence really matters on this earth. So it's not the beauty of, it's no aesthetical beauty of our face or something like that. But the smile, you can just look at her smile. So just a smile, our existence bring happiness and joy to others. And that's the purpose of us being here. 心の中を愛で満たせば、人は苦しまなくて済むんです。If we fill our heart with love, we don't need to suffer. It's very simple, isn't it? In Buddhism, there is suffering called bonno. I have also talked in my previous talk about our emotional poisons. So like, for example, the hatred, anger, or it can be jealousy as well. So these feelings, we go through any situations that we might feel anger, we might feel hatred, we might feel jealous. But if we keep these things these emotions in our heart, it makes us suffer. So one of the practice in Buddhism is to recognize these emotions. Because we are on this earth, it is absolutely normal to experience these feelings, but don't dwell on it. So when we have these bonno, the emotional poisons, we let them go. We recognize it and we do not keep it for a long time. So instead, like there is darkness and light. So love also exists there. So it is a practice to recognize these feelings, emotions, emotional poison in ourselves. But then transform this energy into love. So it's quite abstract, but these feelings, like it becomes our subconscious loop when we feel angry and we just start getting angry again, and then anger becomes hatred. Then we start keep complaining. If you do that, it's very difficult to smile, right? So, or even when we are feeling this hatred or anger, just start smiling, and that will transform our physical energy as well. So from the first lesson as well, she talked about smile, but also fill our heart with love. And it's okay to get angry, to hate something, but don't keep that. Let it go and replace with love. 幸せの早道は今日はいい日と信じること。The shortcut to the happiness is to believe today is the greatest day. This is not about positive thinking, but when we wake up and when we start the day, it's a new day. To be in the present and to believe and to tell us it's gonna be the greatest day. Even though when we have our mind is busy, if we have something that we worry, or illness, or your loved one is suffering, it is difficult. However, even in any circumstances, there is always, we connect to the higher self. Here in Buddhism, we say Hotoke-sama. It's also the Buddha. In our energy field, they exist. They protect us. Your higher self, if you believe in other religion, you have the figure of the God or just higher energy. We connect to that. And in this physical world, many challenges we come across, but just transcend that and believe and tell us it's okay. It's going to be the greatest day. And even at the end of the day, even if it's not the greatest day, sometimes bad things happen, but then we can say, yeah, it's terrible these things happened. But on the other side, maybe that's actually brought something better for us. For example, if you miss the flight and you missed very important meetings. And then you get angry and you maybe start blaming traffic jam or many things and just feel, oh, this is a disaster. But maybe it could happen that this airplane was going to crash or something like that. Then you missed. It looks bad, but you escaped from the disaster. So these things could happen. So at the end of the day, think of our existence before we go to bed. And in the morning, believe it's going to be the greatest day. And that was also the practice at home. And when I was growing up, every morning I brought the offering to our Buddhism altars. This is a place where our deceased ancestors' soul sits. So as a little child, I used to bring tea and rice and every morning, and with the incense, like my mother lit the incense. So it was every single day. And I wished it's going to be thank you for the great day. And that was the kind of discipline practice, the very, very simple practice that I did. And also in her teaching, she recommend to say, this is going to be the greatest day. And the more we say to us, it's going to be. So even if it's cold and raining, terrible, you have to go into the rain. Just tell us, it's going to be the greatest day. And let's see what happens. And don't get disappointed. Don't get angry if something terrible happens. And this attitude of gratefulness will lead us to the path that's with less suffering. Right? We all want to have happiness, joy, and no suffering. Thank you for watching. And there are more that I like to share. But I just stop here today. And if you have any questions, please comment below. It's now autumn becoming winter. It's cold and the sun is coming in and out. So little bit of you can see the light and shadow in this video as well. But I'd love to hear from you. And if you like to have one-to-one session, please email me, office@azumiuchitani.com. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.